The Greater Kuala Lumpur Klang Valley region of Malaysia, like many cities in Asia, is experiencing a significant growth in population. With over 9 million inhabitants, rapid urbanization and city planning challenges, Malaysia's Mass Rapid Transit Corporation, or MRTC, is keeping the city moving with the delivery of its Klang Valley Mass Rapid Transit SSP line.
A very good morning to Madam and my fellow friends. Today my group is going to present about Mass Rapid Transit, as known as MRT. MRT is also known as heavy rail, metro, subway, tube, urban or underground transport system. Modes of urban transport that carry large volumes of passengers and transit them very fast, and then other land transport also known as MRT. MRT is usually used in highly urban cities because it's very expensive to build compared to normal railways. MRT in general refers to a fully grid separated heavy rail metro system, that's why it's expensive. It is categorized as manually operated system and fully automated system. For instance, metro rail, suburb rail and monorail. First rapid transit system is in London on January 1863. Then starts in USA, Spain, Brazil, then it comes to Asia on 1927 in Tokyo and all overall the world, including Malaysia. Now I would like to talk about the MRT system in Malaysia. MRT is implemented in Malaysia in June 2010 by our ex-Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Razak during the 10th Malaysian Plan. Original proposal was dubbed Klang Valley Integrated Transport System, but is normally referred as Greater Kuala Lumpur MRT or Klang Valley MRT. This plan, convinced by joint venture by Gamuda Berhad and MMC Corporation Berhad. On December 2010, the government approved the implementation of MRT project and appointed MMC Gamuda JV as project delivery partner, which is stretching 60-kilometer rail track from Sungai Buloh to Kajang through 35 stations. The job tenders were expected to open in April 2011 and construction was targeted to commence in July 2011. Therefore, till now, MRT system is operating in Malaysia and new projects are coming in future. Thank you.
The Malaysian government's Economic Transformation Program is an initiative to turn Malaysia into a high-income economy. Development of a truly world-class transportation system is a key goal of the program, and the KV MRT system is providing a major boost in the integration and efficiency of urban public transport.
Okay, now we see the impact of the MRT. One of the rail systems is being used for transporting passengers in urban areas is Mass Rapid Transportation MRT system. Its main characteristic is the ability to carry the large number of people efficiently and forms the backbone of a city's public transportation network. Public transportation network is a measure to reduce the carbon emission and protect the environment quality, especially in the cities. However, the construction and operation of the MRT might have an impact on the surrounding physical environment, such as air pollution, water pollution, vibration, and traffic congestion. Even though MRT have a lot of good impacts, I'm now going to give more briefing about the negative impacts of the MRT. Okay, based on the literature review, physical and environmental impact of railway development may include land use, hydrology and drainage, ecology, air quality, noise level, vibration, traffic congestion, safety, surface water quality and ground quality. For the purpose of this study, a physical and environmental impacts from the MRT development were limited to the aspect as figures shown in figure 1. I have been chosen Sungai Buloh MRT as my case study area. The impact of MRT development on the surrounding physical environment was measured based on perception of the community. The surrounding resident had observed the whole process of MRT development from the construction stage until the operation stage. Thus, the surrounding residents are suitable to identify the impact of MRT on the physical environment. The Sungai Buloh MRT station is part of MRT Sungai Buloh Kajang line. The construction of the station started around 2012 and has been operating since 16 December 2016. The land users within 500-meter distance from Sungai Buloh MRT station were mostly highly cost and medium cost housing areas, commercial unit, a higher educational institution and international school.
As the system's owner and developer, MRTC is on a digital journey, harnessing the latest technology from Bentley Systems and Microsoft to deliver one of the most ambitious projects ever undertaken in Asia.
Okay, hello everyone. So my name is Gopian Lakichandran and my metric number is 255897. Okay, today I would like to explain to you guys about the challenges faced by MRT in Malaysia and also the ways to sustain MRT in Malaysia. So first, there are three challenges faced by MRT in Malaysia. Okay, first, reaching its daily ridership targets. Second is accessibility and affordability, and the third one is financial sustainability. Okay, I think the challenges and the ways to sustain MRT are very relatable, because if you manage to overcome the challenges, so that it will be considered as the solution or ways to sustain the MRT in Malaysia. So rather than explaining the challenges, I would like to move on to the ways to sustain the MRT in Malaysia. So the first way to sustain MRT in Malaysia is reaching the daily ridership targets. So in 2017, according to MRT in Malaysia, the planned capacity for the Sungai Buloh to Kajang line is a daily ridership of about 400,000 passengers. Okay, then each train set as 4 cars with a total capacity of 1,200 passengers, and the train will run at a frequency of approximately 3.5 minutes. So, but the actual passenger who took MRT every day was 150,000 people only. So there is more difference. The range is very different. So I think it will take some time before users get used to it to take MRT. So from here we can know that the more the people use MRT. Okay, let's move to my second way to sustain the MRT in Malaysia. So my second point is ensuring accessibility and affordability. Okay, to increase the ridership, MRT has to be aware of the need for accessibility to its station and also the need to maintain affordable prices. Okay, in terms of accessibility, MRT have to make a decent job, okay, in its feeder bus network that connects nearby housing area to its stations. For example, MRT websites should provide MRT routes in their website so that the passengers can download the routes. Other than that, MRT also should create and launch a mobile app named MRT, so that the passengers can download the routes from the application. Okay, making this information more accessible will channel more people to take MRT. So if people get to know more about MRT, so that the people will take MRT more frequent. So in terms of affordability, the price of MRT fares should not too different from the LRT. Okay, the MRT and LRT, the price of MRT should be same, so that people will take MRT. Okay, let's move to the third way to sustain the MRT in Malaysia. Okay, the third way is maintaining financial sustainability. Okay, any decision on the sustainability of public transportation has to involve the question of cost, whether it's cost saving or not. Okay, for example, the cost of building a MRT and monthly service of MRT, whether it's cost saving or not. Okay, besides, the separation, debt and asset ownership of MRT are the best way to maintain the financial stability of MRT. Okay, from here, the debt one person handle, the asset ownership another person handle, so that the two different things they can handle peacefully to run the business. Moreover, in order to increase the income of MRT, the MRT should look for non-fair revenue resources. Okay, you guys know what is non-fair revenue resources? Okay, non-fair revenue resources are like development, property development around the stations, advertisements, and also retails. So I think the MRT can gain more profit from non-fair revenue resources. Okay, thank you. That's all from me.
Okay, as a conclusion, there are pros and cons regarding to the Mass Rapid Transit MRT. From the discussion we discussed with our group members, MRT has many benefits to the people, but they will have to bear with the problem that may appear in future. The implementation of MRT system in Malaysia could bring a substantial health co-benefits to both general population and the MRT users, mainly from the avoidance of mortality from the traffic injuries. Thank you.